For those of you who I haven't had the opportunity to meet yet, my name is Alana Lewis, and I'm founder of Cause for Canines. This is very overwhelming. I had the idea to start fundraising for dogs in Asia as I was sitting around the table with my family one day after dinner. And today we have 110 people in attendance, and we're hoping to raise over $10,000 this evening. So that wouldn't be made possible without your support. Thank you so much. So a couple of things. The 50-50 draw is about to end. So Hillary, if you want to just wave, if you haven't gotten tickets yet, Hillary's over there. Grab your tickets now. It's your last chance. Okay? As well, the live auction is going to be happening right after this little presentation. And the silent auction ends at 9:30. I will call that out just so you can make sure you get your last bid in. Quick thank yous. First of all, just want to say thank you to our sponsors, Oakville Animal Clinic, Jason Lewis Homes, and Edge Search Partners. Innocente Brewery, thank you so much for giving us your great beer. We really appreciate it. And to all the helpers from Appleby tonight, as well as the staff of the Oakville Club, thank you so much for all you've done to make this evening a success. Specifically, I just want to say thank you to Eileen Marshall. I don't know where you are, Eileen. There you are. Thank you so much for all your help and support. You've been absolutely instrumental in making tonight possible. So, a little background. I found out about the dog meat trade in February purely by accident as I was online looking to adopt another puppy, another Dachshund. And I came across a video of a dog that was being tortured. My first instinct was disbelief and to turn off the screen and go running because I couldn't believe that this was actually happening. I didn't understand how a human being could inflict suffering on an animal, a defenseless animal. And so I started to dig in and do some research, and I realized that this was in fact the dog meat trade. So I started to educate myself and realized that it's predicated, or the dog meat trade is predicated on the false belief that inflicting intentional torture, producing maximum pain and suffering on the dogs as they die, tenderizes the meat or creates some sort of health benefit for the consumer. In China, most of these dogs are sent to slaughterhouses. That are sent to slaughterhouses are in fact family pets, and they still have their doggy outfits and collars on. And in South Korea, they are actually farmed. So regardless of how they end up at the slaughterhouses, the end is the same. It's brutal and barbaric. The dog meat trade is rooted in intentional cruelty, intentional suffering, and intentional torture, and that is wrong. It's barbaric, and it shouldn't be allowed in any country. So this is why I had to take action and help, and this is why I founded Cause for Canines. Ending the dog and cat meat trade is not about imposing North American beliefs on another culture or telling another country what they can or cannot eat. It's about standing up for and stopping abuse and the inhumane treatment of animals that have no voice. It's about protecting stolen pets from being victimized and recognizing the abuse and the neglect of the dogs in South Korea. In the end, the fact remains that torturing animals is not acceptable, and it should not be confused or accepted as a form of culture. In Canada, our animal protection laws need improvement, but they exist. In this country, we don't deliberately set out to torture animals. And animal abusers can be prosecuted. Unfortunately, in Asia, animal protection laws are mostly absent, and that means dogs can be abused, neglected, and tortured with no recourse to the abuser. So they are beat, hung, boiled alive, dismembered alive, and obviously this has to stop. Foundations like Free Korean Dogs, the Animal Hope and Wellness Foundation, HSI, Humane Society International, and Soy Dog are all working to end the trade. They're rescuing affected animals and rehoming them here in North America and giving sustainable options to butchers and dog farmers to get them out of the trade altogether. They're also lobbying for legislative changes in Asia to create animal cruelty laws. So your support tonight will directly impact the lives of dogs. So feel very happy that you've been here this evening. With that, I did want to introduce Greg Mount, who's co-founder of Free Korean Dogs, to quickly share how funds tonight will be used to help the dogs. Greg?
Well, thank you everyone for coming out tonight. That's a tough act to follow. I'm like still drying up here. I didn't know she was going to show that video, and it really gets me every time. But anyway, they gave the number 5 million dogs per year. The one I'm sure about is at least 2.5+ million dogs per year in Korea are slaughtered as part of the dog meat trade. Often, as you've heard, through unbearable and unimaginable torture as part of the process. It's unbelievable. So our purpose and mission is very simple. We get them out of there, we rescue them, we close down the dog meat farms one by one, we pull them out, we fly them out, and we get them into the homes they deserve, either domestically within Korea, preferably, as we change the culture and get them towards a more pet-friendly environment. But if necessary, we also move them over to the international community, especially larger breeds are more acceptable over here as pets. And so when that's all done, we go back and we destroy the dog meat farm. And I don't know, Ike, are you gonna say a few words?
So last year I went back to Korea. And I witnessed people I know, my best friend's fathers, and they know me as a young little girl, and they hung a dog right in front of me. And I told myself, enough is enough. So I told my partner Greg and said, Greg, we gotta do something about it. So we started Free Korean Dogs. And actually tonight, I'm very excited to announce that I'm leaving for Korea tomorrow morning to start construction on animal dog shelter, rescue shelter in Korea. I work with a lot of animal rescuers there and very dedicated animal lovers there. So the change is happening. The suffering there is unbelievable, beyond your imagination, our imagination, but the change is happening. So I need your support. If we gather our voice all together, we can bring the change. And thank you so much, Alana, for inviting us tonight, and thanks everybody for coming out tonight. Thank you.